This is not a test.
Travel on the brake pedal, and it's a very unique thing for the driver. And the FPR, or the Pro Drive Racing Australia battle that Mark's talking about, I'm not exactly sure, but this is a big failure there.
That's a big hit, Jack. That's an enormous hit to Lee Holdsworth, who hadn't. So this will show it really well.
And Lee was nearly past. He nearly got that gap between the cars. But I would suggest a bit of suspension damage to Lee's car. I reckon
Morris, the short shift in that car to save fuel. Oh, car number 3 turning around. Jason Richards, big spin through the S's. Doesn't hit anything. Oh, yes, he does. I said that too soon. Wow. Hits car number 12, Dale Breed.
So through, he's going to spin it around right now.
Spun the wrong way.
The curb, and it's just arrowed him straight into the fence.
That's very unusual to see the cars do.
On the outside of Michael Caruso. This is awkward at 17. Michael's got the line. Jonathan Webb goes with him and gives Jason Bright a tag. This could be ugly.
Oh, it is ugly. That is a big incident. Reindler hard into the back of Jason Bright, and it's on fire.
Craig Lowndes is hotly pursuing. Oh, this is Brad Jones!
That's a big rollover. Speed stick turn on the exit.
He's sort of found balance with their cars, played with the
There's one in the fence. There's one in the fence hard at turn 8.
And Douglas is gone. There must be oil down there. There's stuff down there because they're spearing off everywhere. Taz Douglas has gone.
A pretty fair whack.
That'll be the oil from Prema when he trickled around the outside, and that's hit hard.
Restart time. Puts it in the hands of Shane Van Gisbergen in the acceleration zone. Look at them all spread out. They go in search of their own piece of real estate. They bump and grind and push and shove, and now they've got to come all back together again. Jason Bright over and over and up and into the wall.
It's there, and it just got hooked up on the belt. Yeah, there was another car involved. It was a teammate. No. That's not going to go down.
This is Nick Percat. So there's Nick, and he's in behind Courtney, and on the opening lap, it's very easy to do. Tander and Waters were very close to doing the same thing.
Well, I think Tander actually did give it a run. The left rear corner.
Very unforgiving part. Check this out.
So he's got it loose in the left-hander. Skated in, and then it whacks the wall on the outside. That's another disaster for Brad Jones Racing, and they can ill afford it.
He's picking it up tomorrow night.
Let's have a look at the replay, Garth. Oh, a bit of a nudge from Paul Wheel.
You don't know. I mean, he could probably, by the looks of things, everyone was leaning on everyone. And away you go.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. I was surprised they all made it through that first game, the first one. I didn't know that they'd do it in the second race.
Yield as well in lap speed.
Quickly, just to try and grab Andrew Edwards briefly, overseeing the engineering here, mate. Oh, it's Bridie. I'll leave you to it.
So, cheers. Race leaders peeling off here. James Courtney out of business, unfortunately, for today. And how's the arrival?
Oh, bang!
And that'll be contact.
Got to hit him. Got to have hit him.
That has hit him hard. That's out of business here for Van Gisbergen, and that's a huge mistake. He's not going to be able to see an 8.
Obviously got good pace. So Fabian now needs to do... Oh, there's a big failure down there. That's Percat heavily into the side. I think it was Rulo.
I think that's turn 8. The road's got a crown with a negative camber off the other side. David Reynolds just said this morning he reckons it's the hardest corner to master in the country. And he said you can go through there 100
And here, when you're doing it, he's in. That's a massive crash there for Tander. He's spun. That's Rick Kelly involved. Tim Blanchard, Moffat, they're all involved. Have a look at this. This will be red flag. That is a massive crash.
Red flag. All cars are to stop on the grid in order, please, in their current order. All cars to stop.
Yeah, so here we go. This is going to be contact with Percat and...
That's damage.
Scott Pye. That's actually quite a lot of damage to the back mount.
So people are actually getting a gain from the longer run here. So he's dropped right in the middle of this little battle here.
Oh, bang!
That's awkward. That's not good. So Tim Slade is crunched straight in.
Right now is the time to make places if you can. Bright's been elbowed, and round goes Slade. It's taken Bright with him, and into the wall goes David Wall.
Oh, this is big. That's Dean Fiore up on the side. It's one of the Ultimas there. That's
Shane Van Gisbergen. It's hit the secondary curb, which has then failed. Oh, yeah, there you go. So it's failed the front right corner of the car, broken.
Bright holds his ground. Slade goes a long way. Bright pushes him into the grass. Slade bounces back and punches the left-hand front wheel right off the front. And in the fence at turn 4.
Can't work out from that shot whether or not he was just wide and ended up out there on his own as a mistake, or whether in fact...
Fabian Coulthard's car, and there's an announcement in relation to the sponsorship on that car. Oh! It was huge contact, in fact, between Fabian and Shane Van...
Why? Dean Canto. Once Bradley was out in the grey there, he couldn't get it turned and stopped.
He got it across to the inside. This is the start of qualifying with Cam McConville.
And again, the mountain has chewed into him. This will explain it better. Loses the rear end. This will be the contact. One side.
And that'll be for not providing racing room at Forest Elbow. That was earlier today.
This one happened to Dale Breed on the Zinger replay. Oh, and contact there.
Delberto, I think, just went straight to the back of him. There, Bill, because there must have been something on the road. And then here's the one that finished Brad Jones off. Tangles with his old teammate from the Audi days, Cameron McConville, wallops the wall.
That had a left-hand mirror on it at the end.
The super slow-mo machine's got smoke coming off it this weekend, and this was the big incident that I mentioned before. Andrew Jones down at turn...
Involved in an incident up on top of the mountain at Forest Elbow. In fact, it was triggered by this. Jason Richards in the Team BOC entry went straight into the wall. Now, a couple of cars went past, but then Jamie Whincup arrives right on cue, and big damage.
Yeah, big damage. And look, it's such a difficult place. It has run into the door.
Jason Bright and Chris Pither. Oh, there you go. Oh. That's... so he's... And the reason for the... Wow, that's heavy contact.
Here we go. This is fast. It's roughly 250 kilometres an hour. Does it actually make contact with the fence? It does. Yep. Look on his face. There's a bit of contact. I reckon there was a bit of something there with Carl Reindler. Or, no, it wasn't. Sorry. Someone ran wide.
Here we are with Bridie. And that'll be a familiar feeling for him. He will be cursing that.
Racing at Barbagallo. He just got a little wide. Saw Craig Lowndes have a monster crash here a couple of years ago.
James Moffat, number 34, and our driving standards observer, Jason Barguana. You can see the vision on the screen now. He's deemed that Jason Bright, but a killer.
So he's trying to go up around the outside here of Will Davis, and he's on the grey. And that's the reason why it's broken. Big, heavy contact with the wall.
It's lucky mistimed. Maybe he thought Will was coming in, but Will's already done his stop, so he mistimed this run. It was always too wide. Never looked like...
Fabian Coulthard and Craig Baird's entry. And this may explain why. Big crunch at the top of the wall.
Moment. Must be up near the dipper somewhere. So here's the replay. Oh, he's gone in very hard. That's big contact. That's straight ahead off Skyline. He hasn't been able to... There's a left-hand kink in the road. You saw all the marshals jump back because they...
And they'll get into the pit lane.
Car 9 can't take it because they have... Luke Yorton hasn't taken the sufficient number of minimum laps yet. So there's the replay of what happened to Andy. Pop the tyre, Dixon, and also Andrew Jones. We've got the onboard vision here just to have a look. This was typifying the sort of stuff that was going on up there all weekend. Amazing. Now, Stewart's
make contact, apparently. Hang on. Oh, dear.
He's driving the wrong way. So he's driving the reverse direction to the racetrack, to a corner that you can't see around, to Jason Bright.
Pace into it. So turn 11, the culprit.
Oh.
And big contact with the concrete wall.
Good job,
Campbell Walter. Garth Handis down in 9th. Let's see if this picture tells the story. And you'll see whacks the wall, turn 4 onto the back straight. Not only a little bit, but a lot. And that has broken the rear suspension in the car.
Here we go. Red flag. Take a look at this impact.
Yeah, we just see the aftermath where John hits the wall very heavily on the outside. I heard the car go by our commentary point, and I saw all the spectators jump to their... Sunday 2009, so he's got a bit of form. Here's the replay. It's a popular spot down there at turn 3. Same deal.
David Bernard into 3rd. Let's see what the Kelly brothers do. There's a switch. Oh, big one for car 8. going the wrong way. Cam McConville is racing, copped a whack on the track, in fact off the track for Jason Bright. Check this out in practice.
Yeah, the throttle stuck down in turn 1, and that was
Pretty big crash too. Here we go. So he got hit in the back corner, he said, which was James Moffat.
Oh, he's going to get collected again for sure, or is it going to the fence?
I think it just goes in backwards, but you can hardly see.
How would you know?
But
here we go.
Here we go, and he...
hard, fast left-hander at turn 6. It doesn't turn. There's a bit of water on the road, and that's the stuff that we saw earlier from 2010, like we saw with Caruso and Davison. Here it is again, off to the right. Check out the size and the magnitude of that impact into the tyre belts down this. Has gone wide into the grey at turn 8, picked up the barrier and ended what should have... I don't think it's going to trigger a safety car.
And you can't do anything about that one, Crombo, because when Alex Davison was up the...
Bottom has had 2 green boxes next to his name as a red flag came out. This will show you what happened to Annie. It's not as bad as it... Right, let's check this out for Jason Bargwanna. Carbon copy, Will Davison style, but he bounced back out.
Part of the right thing with the contact on the way out of here, so that's in the...
Is the lunge not clean enough? Made the contact. In tons of trouble, and he obviously tags Jason Bargwanna pretty solidly here, then backs him up off the side of the road. So that's fractured the...
He's down in 21st, so let's watch further back up the road here. So he's locked up, and whack!
That's right.
And so it's torn the front right corner out of the Team BOC car. Tony D'Alberto, an unwitting...
Earlier, he stood up. Oh, notice, my goodness, big roll.
Team BOC car number 12, Andrew Jones at the wheel. A massive roll, a safety car for sure. Let's hope he's okay. That's an awful incident. And that is a destroyed Walkinshaw Performance car, and I've got his voice on the radio. Oh, dear. And Wincup's in the lane. McPhillamy, and it's just gone on, and he's driven it straight into the sand trap. The damage is already done before he got to McPhillamy, so he's whacked the wall up at Reed Park, and that's the aftermath, unfortunately, because Damien wasn't able to steer the car. That's a nasty-looking shunt.
So it's all the trouble on the left, and
yeah, he can't steer it.
Now he's got nowhere to go, but there, into the wall.
And you know what it's done? It's the wall, the Armco rail problem on the way into it, and that could be the reason why he doesn't have any pace. But we'll find out from... Oh, big problem! A car has rolled, and that is the Cleland-Jones Falcon. It's gone over on its head.
John Cleland at the wheel.
And I think that was Jason Plato, wasn't it?
Here's the replay.
He's well offline. What's...
Oh, he's come out
he's gone around the outside,
another car.
Yeah. Jason was, I mean, he was well offline. He was right around the outside. And John was actually... oh, no, he wasn't actually that far away. Oh, that is amazing.
You know, he's just dived out from behind him, Greg. He hasn't... Someone pushed him off for it. Oh, look at this. Jason Bright with a massive lock-up and a deflated front left tyre.
For all money, I would have thought he would go straight ahead.
Yeah, copy that.
This is dangerous now. Because he can't... That's why it's dangerous. Oh.
I mean, he's lucky to stay. Oh, my goodness, he got air.
That is Dukes and Hazzard stuff, isn't it?
But that car is menacingly close to the front end of the field. Oh, there's a car upside down here. There's a car rolled on the way into pit entry. Can't figure out who it is. It's a BOC car. It could be Jones, obviously, or Bow. Zinger replay might tell more of the story now. Brad's already... Now, he was in a battle with one of the Valvoline cars. Don't know which one it was. Could have been Cam McConville. Might have been his nephew, Andrew Jones. He ends up in the dirt, out wide, and up against that tyre barrier. Fortunately, the tyres have